With the addition of the substance abuse grant. Second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes from April 10th, 2023. And they do seem a little bit longer because every time there's a resolution, the full resolution has to be put into the minutes.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for Monday, April 10th, 2023.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, first item on the agenda is the courthouse HVAC remodel project discussion / update.
Well, good morning, everyone. Well, after our last meeting, on the 17th, I sent out meeting minutes. Did everybody get those?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna make sure it's kind of in a format's more, something that I would use with my trade partner. So if you guys are getting them, great. It's just a simple PDF click. So, any comments or corrections of those minutes from last month? Not sure if, John, looks like John is on, Jerry jumped on as well, so, same as my, all my meetings that I do on other projects, but go through, any first issues or concerns the opponent may have. May not come up on, or since last month. John, anything on your end before we get into everything?
No, go ahead.
Nope, I don't think Jared and I was just down there, Jared, I don't have anything specific to talk about, so.
One concern that I do want to bring up and address, this summer when it gets really hot, we need to have a discussion or something about air conditioning.
Yep.
So if it gets too hot in here, what we can do.
So, obviously, and it's gonna be a work in progress a little bit. Jerry was a little bit concerned. Zach had planned on shutting the boiler off last week. The 15th was kind of the day he kind of always picks. He doesn't, once he cycles it down, I don't think he likes to cycle it back on. I think it's a long, but it was fairly comfortable in here this morning with it being off. So that was a little bit of a concern, knowing it's gonna be 31 next Sunday, but I'll get into the HVAC, and I know we're gonna have to make temporary arrangements for this level after second floor moves downstairs. So
Okay.
that being said, with an update, I broke it down differently this time. I went basically basement and working its way up. So in the basement, boiler shut down. I don't know if it actually went down on the 15th, but I know that was kind of a date that Zach had told us he typically shoots for. MEP roughing's ongoing down there. Everything runs from that boiler room currently up and out. We've started, there's a new water main that comes in and things like that. So we're working on some issues that with Dries and Bluestone Engineering. And then John and his team are working on a future PR proposal request for cost saving measures with finishes and stuff down on all levels, but I basically put that on all four of the levels. As far as the ground floor is concerned, which is the old jail level, the metal stud framing for the temporary offices and the final supervisors meeting space is complete. Mechanical, electrical, plumbing, roughing is ongoing. And our drywaller plans on closing up the walls probably later this week, whether it's Wednesday, Thursday, turning it white down there. Fully intend to, like on my master schedule, to have the temporary space ready by May 31st. So the end of next month, the temp space will be ready for court services to move completely down there.
Good. Just meetings.
There you
Yeah.
yourself. First level before we're on currently, future PR with cost saving measures, i.e. taking out ceilings that were laying in vaults and stuff like that. And I believe Lance and Jerry have cut into the mechanical chases. They might not have done on this floor yet, Courtney, in your guys' space, but the mechanical spaces all the way that go from the basement all the way up to the courthouse level that bring the air currently, cut into those spaces for Dries to gain access to them. Second level, again, future PR for cost saving measures. We've cut into the two chase openings. One's in the jury room and the other one is in a closet. One's in the jury room and one's in the, there's two of them. There's one in the northeast and the one in the northwest. Losing track where that second one is, but and then supervisors in county need to figure out scope of work for the abatement up there come May 31st. when REW needs to come back on site to figure out how far they're gonna take it. They're just gonna take, and some of it comes into play with John's potential cost saving PR for ceiling removal, ceiling putting back, how far we take it.
Timeline on May 31st, say they're gone within a week there, move down. When would you want them to come into abate? How long after that?
I think I have a line on my schedule, Mike. It's like 5 or 10 days for pre-demo. I'll call that pre-demo, taking down light fixtures, taking diffusers down, things that we can do with not disturbing.
So 2 weeks after, maybe.
Correct, yep. And we can work with John as well, but I think, or no, Jeff Hart.
Yeah.
We can work with Jeff at REW, figure out what his schedule is and
And you're gonna hire him to rip the ceiling down too?
more than likely, yes. Yeah, more than likely, yes.
So basically we'll have them move down, then have that process happen.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So are you thinking,
Hello.
She's there.
the 31st is when that space has to be ready? Are you thinking our space is on the court area to move?
Correct. And I don't know, and again, a little bit, I don't sure if you have a 5-day window, a 10-day window. I know,
We
I
got
think
a
they
1-day close.
got a 1-day close. I don't know how your desk get from A to B and computers from A to B and
So computers we can't touch, the state has to do that.
Yep, yep.
And I did bring in odd jobs.
Well,
And you weren't here that day, but we went up there and your girls kind of knew what was coming down, what wasn't. And I did get a rough estimate from this, such a hard job to
pinpoint.
quote because, and it's all not at once. So like, they're gonna help move them down. Then they can be gone for a while and then help them move back up and then come back.
You know, Thursday the 25th, 26th is Friday, 29th, it's somewhere in that window. I think the basement's gonna be done and ready anytime around that week. And if you say we want to push it off until June 5th, I think it's a little bit what the county can do. The county and state can work together to get
Right.
stuff
Yeah.
from upstairs down to the ground level.
Yep.
When we start up there is irrelevant a little bit. We'd like to start as quickly as possible.
But
But
it'll be
no.
ready, it'll be ready the
Correct.
31st.
Yep,
So
yep.
I can-
31st falls on a Wednesday, so that's just a magical date I just threw out there.
I can help get the state to move up. I mean, I just need to give them a time frame.
And then the second you know from the state, let me know and we can figure out.
I think it's basically what we can figure out.
Okay,
I think, and then they will bring in an IT team.
okay.
to help facilitate the moving of like all of that.
So, once court services moves downstairs, we're gonna be in the window, you know, May, June, July. I plan on purchasing a couple window type air conditioning units, putting them here on this level in the floor pods, or come up with another way to keep the building conditioned in certain spaces. Working also with Matt at Driesel Mechanical, come up with other options to keep things going. Keep people as comfortable as possible, you know, if it's gonna be cooler by a window where an AC unit is, but also don't think the AC system worked real great in the building as is, but that doesn't change it, so.
And I do know it gets awfully warm upstairs on that level. I mean, way warmer than it gets down here and then you have people in suits and, yeah.
Well, during that time, when they move back up there in whatever my magical date is for them moving back up, they'll be on the final
Oh, okay.
system. So once they relocate back upstairs and you guys, the first floor moves down to ground level. The contractors won't have anything up there during the summer, but it's
So they'll just have to worry about keeping cool when they're on the ground. floor.
ground level, which will help.
Which
'cause
is
some of
nice and
some
cool
of
down
it,
there
some of it's
anyway.
under grade and
Yeah.
so
But you're still looking at.
Yep,
possibly
just-
some type of-
window temp units that, yeah.
Just to get everybody by.
And some fans and things just to help move air and stuff like that. So.
Well, I'm lucky to be on the ground level, I think during that day, so.
Second level or third level penthouse, everybody probably sees it, roofing's ongoing. I think by the end of this week, they'll be halfway done, they're removing rock and ballast, the county's working with the contractor to remove and dispose and basically good for the county, they're able to use that. Repurpose that rock, the ballast that's up there, which is good. Roof curb's ongoing as well with Dries and my roofer working hand in hand to get the roof curb up there, and the big unit is still slated to ship on or around July 15th, 19th. From LG, so works out really well for finishing out up on that level. Once we're ready to go live, moving them back up there, they'll be on the permanent final HVAC system. So
Overall, do you feel it's been going well up there?
but everything's been on the roof, yes, other than 40 mile-an-hour winds up there. And
No.
as no, I haven't heard a whole lot. I know to move some antennas. We got measurements where they're all at. We'll get those put right back at the same spot. And if you see any issues or adjustments, let us know right away. We can accommodate and move them around to make sure everything, there's no issues with it, so.
Okay.
No, all in all, roofing, that'd be a great thing to have done, one for the county, one for you guys, just the building and everything. I haven't done before we start putting finishes on that second level, having that done, so there is no potential for leaks and damage and stuff like that. Okay. Item 5, RFIs, request for information. The only one that's outstanding is number 20. John, I guess if you could just follow up with Bluestone. I don't know what an MPWP is, but apparently it's an electrical item that needs to be located on a wall, not in the center of the room, I believe. So that's kind of what Nelson had asked.
Sure, I'll touch base with them.
Fixes, which is changes, CRs, PRs, ASIs, ITCs. Only 2 that I have right now outstanding is 2 that I have that are kind of going to be ongoing for the duration, which is infill trenches where the masonry walls went down to the existing sub slab. And then I need to get a price to you guys for the existing hollow metal frames that we are keeping in lieu of yanking out and putting new ones in. Yep, that's correct. So. And then I said, like we all know, John and his team are working on a PR proposal request to simplify finishes, ceilings, lights, things like that in back of house areas, vaults specifically, and potentially the lower level, the basement level. Other than that, this will go out to my subs, closeouts, as built, we're updating drawings as things change. So then the county maintenance staff has a good idea where things are run, how things are changed and stuff like that. 8 is the schedule. I attached a schedule update, basically where we sit. I basically printed date to dates rather than having the entire schedule. So I did it from, I'll say March 1st through August. What do you see? So there's more activities as it goes to the right on the second page, but kind of gives you a snapshot of for the next 4 or 6 months. And if anybody ever has any questions on, this is kind of more the marching orders. Ground level, basement move down, basement move back up, or clerk move back up the second floor, and then first floor moving down to the lower level, ground floor level to work there temporarily. So, like I said, the biggest milestone right now is getting that temp space ready for that move end of next month. And again, that date can be determined by the county and the state, so. Other than that, anybody have any pretty quick, painless, any open items for discussions? I know that kind of brought up temporary HVAC, so as the spring becomes summer or winter becomes summer, we'll get some temporary units up on this level to.
For when summer becomes
It
winter?
just makes things so much easier. You guys are down those existing boiler line sets, they run all through there, and it's hard to get ductwork, hard to get the new stuff in, so it's just moving an entire floor, working through the painstaking process is just gonna be, it's hard to keep half the system up and running on levels, but moving that entire second level, we can kind of choke that off. We can temporary this level back if we need be, if we have really cold weather, or we'll make temporary arrangements, so.
I'm good. I don't have any other questions. Are you good?
I have one question. A judge approached me. Will there be heat this winter?
Yes.
Okay.
You, when you get, if you look at when, or if you look at court relocate the second level on 10/27. Again, I'm hopeful that moves up. I think we've created these durations. I think there's some fat in there, so I think that might move up to that October 20, but you will have final heat. The building, you'll be on the new energy recovery unit, you'll have forced air. If you walk down there now, you'll see those little cassettes that will be in ceilings, but yeah, the second floor level will be 100% complete and done. Not to say we won't be back up there, but for the most work, everything will work from the penthouse down. Yours is the first level done, then this level will get done, and then we'll finish the ground floor out, the temp space, which will become the final meeting room last. Good.
I'm good.
Good.
Okay, next
Courtney, any
meeting
questions?
to be determined.
Have you heard anything?
The big thing was the air conditioning.
Okay.
There's a lot of concerns about that, but I think we can address that.
And then I'm gonna go ahead and make a proposal. It's a board decision, but I would like to move these meetings to the Batings conference room so that we can have projection of pictures and things like that. So if we have questions on drawings or anything, and the owners be present. Not all of us have to be there, but just so we can kind of keep going. It worked really well when we did the jail. So that's, in Courtney, you would not have to take minutes.
Tony can run the meeting
Yeah.
and show the finishes and all the.
It's easier for me to do those at my office. Jared be there. I would invite Dries and Nelson, Dries Mechanical and Nelson Electric are the two subs that are gonna be on
We'll
the
probably
project
tell
from
Dalton
day one.
sometimes.
Yeah. I could, yeah.
It
It's
just
just
works
easier to do my
really
own.
well. It worked great when we were doing the jail. Wouldn't you agree, Gene?
Yeah.
So we'll come up with tentative date that
With-
works for
Between
everybody.
John and his team, yeah. Nope, I think that.
Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
If you guys, I'm gonna jet, if you guys want,
Yep.
after you guys done with your 7:15 meeting, I can swing back and walk around and what's yours.
Oh, yeah. And
If
I
you guys
spent
wanna
time,
walk, if you
I
wanna walk
spent
around.
time with.
Hey,
Jerry.
Tony,
Yeah, Gene.
Tony, you got a copy of that minutes and stuff for me?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what, or what you had your agenda? Leave it there for me.
And your
Okay, good enough.
Perfect. Thanks,
Have a good
Tony.
week, guys. Thanks, Tony.
I'll let you know.
Just shoot me a text or whatever.
Okay. All right, next item on the agenda. Thank you. You want to just email me?
Yeah.
Text me or whatever.
Yeah. we'll do
Okay,
that. All right,
thanks.
You can leave that open, Tony. Okay.
Okay, next item on the agenda is to approve fireworks display permit at 23082 140th Street for Joel Fox and Steve Anderson. Well, nothing wrong with the,
What town is that?
Not a town. It's on 140th Street.
and they're looking for it to be on April 12th. Is there significance?
Oh, that's when you dated it. It's actually gonna be the first of July.
Oh.
Oh,
you
yeah.
looked up the house.
Yeah.
No, nothing. I'm just glad you guys weren't listening. Never know. Need a motion to approve the permit?
So moved.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. It's over. All right, the next item is for the assessor's office. We do have an employee retiring. We received official notice from Judy Schreck. She has worked for the county for 43 years. And her last day of work will be 4/28 of 23. We don't need any formal action on this, but I would just like to thank Judy for her 43 years service to Carroll County and Carroll County residents. She's done a phenomenal job.
Awesome. It's amazing.
I love seeing 43s. People just don't stay in their jobs anymore, so
No.
it's amazing.
That is awesome.
All right, next item. Does anybody else have anything to say to that? Are we good? Okay. Next item is,
Outstanding employee.
yes, she was an outstanding employee.
Yes.
Normally, I think we accept the letter with regrets, I think is the way I would like to have that in the minutes.
Okay. The Board of Supervisors would like to accept this letter with deepest regrets. But wish her happy retirement. Okay, the next item is to approve the plat from Dean Tiefenthaler up near Breda.
And make a motion to accept this plat from Dean Tiefenthaler.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed. Motion carries. Um. Was Jason gonna come up here for this?
Yeah, they were doing something. He was gonna try to be here by 9, so if we could
Okay.
maybe hold off.
We'll hold off. And 6. Let's go to authorized chair to, item number 7. Authorized chair to sign special warranty deed for the Breda Depot. Wait, yeah, well, this one's fine. Basically, so John has drafted this up. It's a final step we need to do for the Breda Depot to be handed over.
I will make a motion to authorize the chair to sign the special warranty deed. The transfer of Breda Depot to Charles and Rhonda Martin.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
The signatures do need to be notarized, so we can take care of that after the meeting.
No problem.
Okay.
All right, Zach, you're here. Let's do this. Come up in the hot seat.
Don't get to sit in Gene's chair very often.
Feeling important today.
Got a few drains today to talk about. It must be that time of year. First one is Drainage District 66, Richland, Section 24. To start off with a property owner requesting a rodent guard get put on the end. The end of the pipe was rusted out, so we had to replace about 20 foot of the end of the pipe, so not a big deal. That one is already done, so got that one taken care of. And I was gonna do all these unless you want to do them individually.
Nope. All on this fine.
Stop me if you got questions. Second one is for a drainage ditch, District 72. This was a exposed piece of tile. And then some water in the waterway. This is section 36 of Richland. The main's a 14-inch, I believe. This work has, I don't know if they started or if they had got, they were starting to work on it on Friday. I don't know if they've finished it or not, but shouldn't be too big a deal. Just figuring out where else it's blocked downstream, because the exposed part was upstream of where the water was. So there's a couple different locations we'll have to fix there. So
You guys doing it yourself?
yep. Yep.
Do you guys have your own camera?
We don't have a camera, but we have a tracer that we can put through to the tile. So third one is drain 74, grant section 10. Another one, broken tile. 8-inch in size. Pretty simple one. Won't take much to fix that one. Fourth one is drain 67, Union section 6. Another 8-inch line. This one again, very simple repair. This one we did get fixed.
Oh, this one's done already.
That was done already. And the last one is drain 90. Section 4 of Union Township. This one just showed up here in the last couple weeks, but it's a little bigger endeavor. There's a sinkhole or a blowout in the 46-inch main, so that one takes a little bit more to. We've been at this on this property on this section before. It's a big tile.
That's huge.
Wow.
So that one has not been done.
Are you gonna try and figure out what it's gonna cost to do this one?
It won't be substantial. It all depends on how long we're talking. The hardest thing is, I mean, it's putting in a 4-foot diameter tile takes a little bit, and sometimes we have to haul some dirt in. Cause it's such a big hole when that pulls out, sinks away. So, I don't think it'd be substantial. $2,500. I'm just rough guessing.
Okay.
That's a big top.
It is. It drains a lot of area. So.
Zach, is a lot,
Go ahead.
are a lot of these shallow?
Some of them are, this one's not real bad, I don't think, for being 46, it's not horrible, but some of those are. I know like the one in the DD 72 in section 36 of Richland, that one's very shallow. But I will say the property owner does have a waterway, and it's, I mean, a nice waterway. It's just not much cover. It's just,
Well, I think that's something that we're seeing, that a lot of these older tiles over time have gotten awful shallow, and eventually we're gonna wind up, I could see a time where we're gonna have to replace some of this stuff.
that's definitely true, Gene. I mean, a lot of these are, they're over 100 years old too. I mean, that tile's far exceeded its useful life, but they're still going.
Just
So.
want to be good, Lisa. Thank you to all you supervisors very much
Oh,
for your
thank you.
support. So,
Thank you so much.
and then could I get a copy of your proclamation?
We didn't do a
The
proclamation.
proclamation that you're,
We didn't actually do a proclamation.
oh, you didn't.
We just have it in the minutes that they acknowledged that date.
Oh, okay.
So if
Do you
you'd
want
like
the
a copy
minutes?
of the minutes, we could do that.
No, that's all right. I thought like the city kind of made one up. I didn't know if you
We
made
didn't
it.
have anything like that.
Okay, well, that's all right. I don't need that.
Okay.
But I thank you
You're
very much.
welcome.
Supervisor. So, really, that made a difference. So,
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So, no, those are the 5 that we had. Like I said, a few of them are already completed, and we'll be working on the other ones here in the near future, so. Any other questions on those? Ask for a motion to approve those.
I will make a motion to approve the drains that have been done and those that were presented today to do.
Second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Right.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you very much. sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
We need to go to recess for a half
Want me
hour.
to see if
No,
Ashton's
because we still have, we can do item 10, 11, 12.
Want me to check with Ashton and see? if
Sure,
he's-
I'll do the manure management annual updates. We have Brook Feedlot, section 35, Nice Township, no changes. Roy Pork LLC, section 33, Eden Township, submitted original plan. So let's get this done.
There's no reason I could not do it. If we do it outside. Shop.
We'll just figure out. Because I don't think that Monday mornings won't be. Yeah.
Yeah, you do that. That goes. Gene gets a drive.
Gene, I was gonna let you know, so, I'll tell you about it. Ashley, come on. up here. All right. Item number 9 is the recorder quarterly update. Good morning, Ashton.
Good morning. As you can see from a year ago this quarter, we are down significantly, more than 50%. On the county side, income wise, and on the state side. Also down. The numbers are just down. I did look back. We are down 33% when looking at the last 5-year average, and we're down 33% when looking at the last 10-year average. I don't know if that is that we haven't been this slow since 2014, actually. So I don't know if that is a sore sight for the future of the year, or we're just starting off slow and hopefully things turn around, but that is where the quarterly numbers are. Our recordings are down. Everything's just down. We just haven't, things aren't selling. People aren't buying things, so. Not a fun one to present, but that's just where it's at. Does anyone have specific questions?
The state revenue stamp, is that, for mortgages on that, right?
That's property. And they pay revenue stamps on the sale, yeah. Mhm. We're even down on vitals, which is weird because that star with that, the star hasn't changed, you know, people still need the star on the driver's license, and we're even down there, so I'm hoping maybe just people aren't out this quarter, but that wouldn't have anything to do with the sales of the houses, but we're even down with vitals, and that's just has allowed us to start on some backroom projects, which have been nice, but not probably an important part of the economy that we need to reflect on, so.
Jean, do you have any questions?
I don't. It's just kind of shocking that it's down that much.
I don't really have any questions. I mean, you can only control what you can
Mhm.
control. Only concern for me would be the staffing ratio, because if we're overstaffed, if your staff's not busy enough, that would be the concern for me going forward. If the projections don't come up,
If they don't continue.
we'd have to look at,
Mhm.
you're an elected official, you run your department, but that would be a concern
Yeah.
of the supervisor.
With 1.5 people, you know, it would be hard to lessen unless you would start closing for lunch and stuff, because without, you know, people there, if I'm at meetings.
Don't you have 2 full-time plus part-time?
No. No, I have one full-time, one part-time. Sarah
you.
sits over
Plus-
there, but
plus
she's
you.
not. No. It's me and a full-time and a part-time.
Yeah, so there's
Yes.
2.5 people.
Correct, sorry.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
I thought we were
I
talking
mean,
about.
that's really.
There was some confusion from people at the public that I had another staff member with Sarah sitting there. I'm like, no, that's not another staff member. She just sits there. So
Yeah,
that's
she's
where I wanted to
completely
make sure that was
separate. The
clear.
GIS is
Yeah.
completely separate, but.
So we haven't increased staff. I know there was some confusion when she started sitting over there from the public. So I
Yeah,
didn't want
no.
to clear that up.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
So that's
and
what
that
I was
would be my only concern in the future. We'll just kind of have to watch that.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else? I don't think we need a
We'll just see,
motion.
yeah, we'll see where it goes. Sorry,
Mhm.
yeah, we'll see where it goes the next 3 quarters. I think we're up to it.
Normally we do make a motion to approve the quarterly.
I'll make a motion to accept the quarterly report for third quarter.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
We can do item number 11, committee reports. I can
Do we
go
have a
first.
utility permit that we didn't do?
Wait for Mike, you okay?
We're waiting on.
We're waiting.
For Jason, perhaps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those items number 5 and 6, they're projected to be here around 9, so we're waiting. We're just gonna finish out the agenda, and then if they get here, we might have to do a little bit of a recess, but.
All right.
I'll start on committee reports. Last week, all I did was had some phone calls and emails, and then I did attend St. Anthony. They had a presentation, for the $1 billion pill pledge. Trying to cut back the use of opioids and kits that surgeons will use before and after care of any procedure that's done. This week, I had the SCH Batings update. I have Wesco tonight. And then I potentially could be going to the legislative forum on Saturday. That is it.
I'm going next. Last week, Tuesday morning, executive committee board meeting for the solid waste. And then I did attend the press conference for St. Anthony's Billion Pill Pledge. Friday, I did go to Chamber Coffee. I don't know if we put those in the minutes or not.
Oh, yeah, I went to the chamber conference.
This week, tomorrow I have Carroll County Growth Partnership at noon. And Wednesday, Western Iowa Advantage meeting in Oldebolt. And Friday is Chamber Coffee at the library, and Saturday Legislative Forum in Dedham. Questions?
Last week was pretty slow for me, to be honest with you. This week, potentially go to the Western Iowa Advantage in Odebolt on Wednesday. On Friday, there's a North Raccoon Watershed meeting at Swan Lake, and Saturday, the legislation meeting in Dedham.
What's Friday, the watershed, which one is it?
At Swan Lake, North Raccoon Watershed is Swan Lake.
North Raccoon, thank you.
I have childcare today, 1:30, and then I have DCAT on Thursday.
Me?
Okay, last week, my schedule kind of got totally scrapped. I was supposed to meet Tuesday with Congressman Nunn, but that did not happen or anything else, or I had a executive board meeting at CCGP, and that didn't happen. But I did sign documents for new opportunities and was on several phone calls. Today I'm doing the paper and the radio, and I will not be going to CCGP on Tuesday or to Western Advantage on Wednesday. But I think I'll probably attend in the Yes Center board meeting, depends on how things go the rest of the week, and the legislative forum on Saturday.
Anybody have any questions on that? Okay. We'll do item number 12.
Oh, I back up. I did zoom in on Highway 30 coalition meeting on Thursday too last week.
How
And
did his? Yeah.
what's that?
Was Tuesday's presentation?
no, but I also zoomed in on the Highway 30 coalition Zoom meeting. And he talked about his presentation on Tuesday. And they did, he said he still had 3 commissioners that were still kind of negative, even after, before he even presented his statements or even after. So I think there's some people have got their minds made up, but we need to get them changed. And, but he said otherwise he felt very good about it. So just letting you know on that.
Thanks, Gene. Item number 12 is to approve the Substance Abuse Prevention and Treatment Program grant for the Carroll County Substance Abuse Prevention fiscal year 24, and this is through new opportunities. Typically, we don't add things, but this is time sensitive. They have to have this handed in by next week. So
How many dollars?
it's through, you can look through that. There's some confidential information in there, but you can look through it. We do it every year. Approve this.
How many dollars was this again? It's always the same every year, isn't it?
1 minute.
I think we got to come up with 3,000 to match that. That's part of their annual request.
That was like 48.50 or something.
And this
like
is
that.
part of their annual request.
Well, yeah, so the county's matching funds are like 3,000, which Chad asked for when he came in.
Mhm.
And then by us giving 3, they get like 4,800 or something like that.
But this is for the whole year, right? The contract, new contract?
Yes, yes.
Where's the county contribution?
Might not be on there.
It's not on there, but the total grant funds plus match is $10,767.
You take 3 off of that. it's
Yeah.
700.
10,600. What'd you say? 10,000 what?
Total match, this would be with everybody, would be $10,767.
And the county pays 3,000 of that.
scratch that. Total. Why would that be different? They have a subcontract in here, so total. Grant funds total match amount total is $14,356. And I think the county's portion is $3,589.
Knew it was like an 8 in there, so that, yeah, it's not an even number, I don't think, but it was in the 3.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That sounds right. Okay,
In the motion to approve the contract, I'd like you to also add that, you authorize Emily to sign. Yes. She's the one that goes online and does that.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the Carroll County Substance Abuse Prevention Program and allow Emily to sign the paperwork for it with new opportunities.
I can second that.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 I'll abstain.
Opposed? Motion
catch that?
carries.
Yes,
I
I did.
abstain. Okay,
Yes, I got it.
all right.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go into a recess until either John or Jason get here.
Need a motion?
Just look on your phone. I don't see it there.
I think you just have to, your volume, I think you just have to push it all the way
I
down.
did.
Oh.
Weird.
Okay, we're gonna come out of recess and go into item number 5. Jason, do you wanna come up here? Morning, Jason.
You can sit in Gene's chair.
Yes. Yep.
Tony Beatty already sat there and I think he's still alive.
I'm gonna tell Gene, are you?
He's right
He's-
there.
I'll behave.
All right. So what we got here, a little different spin on a utility permit application. But what we're looking at, Mike Eulenkamp up in Breda, got a hold of Mike Anderson about the possibility of running basically a pipe under the trail. He's got grain bin sites on both sides of the trail up there on the south end of Breda. What he wants to do is put a drying unit on one of the bin sites and then be able to move the grain basically through a pipe under the trail to his storage bins on the other side of the trail. So I know Mike and Mike went up and looked at it. Talked to the county attorney a little bit on it, talked to Zach on it, as far as using a utility permit. We did make some changes to it just to kind of fit this application, but it will be horizontally bored underneath the trail. It won't be visible in the trail right away at all. So we did add per the county attorney request, we did add a few things. And made some changes, but basically 8, 9, and 10. We kind of added some stuff in there as far as future maintenance. And then future use cancellation, obviously with the trail, if the railroad would ever want to put a line back in, they have that right, so. Basically addressing that, if that would ever happen in the future, that they would have to probably remove that pipe, but other than that, it's kind of a standard. Most of the standard stuff, a normal utility permit, if they're gonna bore something else under like a road or something. County attorney thought this would be a feasible way to do it versus, trying to do a whole full-blown easement or something, so. That's kind of what it is, so we talked about it at our conservation board meeting last week. My board was fine with it and approved going forward as a recommendation to this board to do it. We don't really see any issues with it. Like I said, it's not gonna be visible. The other option was to go overhead, but then you got that sightly pipe running overhead from bin to bin and how to support that and stuff. So this way, at least it's out of sight. Basically, he's gonna move the grain with air, blow the grain from one side to the other with air. Shouldn't really be any too big of issues. So that's kind of what it is. A little different spin, I guess, on a utility permit than probably what you're used to, but we feel that's probably the best way to handle it and.
So
easiest way.
Jason, you said that this is gonna be bored,
Correct.
and how big a hole is this gonna be, or pipe?
That I don't know. Like, did he say
I think
anything?
it says on. No,
That I don't know for sure, Gene.
I think it was 6 inch for some reason. I think he was telling me a 6 inch pipe.
That's what I was.
Okay.
I have no questions. Make a motion.
Oh, yeah, I'll make a motion to approve this Carroll County utility permit for Mike Eulenkamp to put a bore pipe underneath the trail in Breda.
I will second.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Thanks for coming up,
All
Jason.
right, thank you.
Explaining that.
Thanks for being flexible.
This week, you think they'll start Maple River?
Last I heard was May 1st.
Okay, we'll go back into recess until 9:30.
Thanks.
See you, Jason.
And then
Don, if you want to come up here, we have a member that's gone today to do your little presentation. Perfect. Good morning, John. Good, how are you?
Good.
In the construction. We have some HVAC remodeling going on, so.
Okay, sure.
Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure.
Because I think we got some new members that may or may not know who you are.
Yeah, so I am John Thomas. I'm the project director for the Hungry Communities Alliance. And I cover 19 counties in western Iowa. Carroll County is pretty unique in the fact that, if I may.
Yeah.
So the thought is that back when the last glaciers were happening, that the glacier sat basically on the northeast side of the Missouri or the Raccoon River Valley. So this whole area was all covered with ice. And this area was getting covered with loess, windblown silt from Missouri. And so this area has this covering of loess that's, maybe down here might be 40 feet deep, and as it gets closer to the margin, it might not be as thick. But loess is this, since it's windblown, it's really erosive when it gets wet. Then there's a road around basically every square mile. And we have a high drainage density here in western Iowa. That basically just means there's a lot of streams per mile. And then on top of all that, we channelized our streams as a society back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, all the way up to 1950. And so, for example, like portions of the Brushy are a lot straighter than they should be. Portions of the North Coon are a lot straighter than they should be. The difference is that when we straightened the streams on that was covered by glacial till, those streams didn't go anywhere. The till was so strong that the soil wasn't erosive. But where there's loess and we straighten our streams, those streams down cut and widen. And so the whole reason Hungry Communities exists, and it's the only program of its kind anywhere in the United States or the world that I know of, is because we have all these road stream interactions, and for the most part, a lot of them are out of whack. All the streams are out of whack. They're down cutting and widening. And so Hungry Canyons exists to give the counties cost share to deal with the problem of this stream to down cutting. And so looks like you guys got it up there. So on the third page is some photos. So on the Brushy and the West-ish, you guys have several weeders on your streams. That would be the top two photos. So Hungry Canyons provides 80% cost share for any grade control work.
This is just right out here, right?
It looks like it, but it's
It's not
different.
that one?
It's not that one.
Okay, okay,
But it's real similar,
Okay.
similar. They're all kind of made the same way.
okay.
So for example, if you're gonna build a new weir, it's 80% cost share. If you're gonna rehab an old weir, you bring it up to what it was before, and then we'll do 80% on whatever extra there is. Especially in the southwest portion of the county, you've got a lot of culverts that have grade controls. So those would be the bottom four pictures. So like, this is a picture in Plymouth County, where Plymouth County took a bridge and made a drop inlet on a new culvert. And so Plymouth County paid for the new culvert 100%, but Hungry Canyons paid 80% for the cost of the drop inlet.
So, Hungry Canyons will cost share 80% on any grade control, including replacement. So if you have an existing culvert that has grade control and you're just replacing that project, will now cost share on that as well.
Where's your funding come from?
It's, we get an annual appropriation to the state of 500,000. We used to get federal money, but that went away with earmarks. And that went away in 2010. And then all 19 counties put in $5,000 a year, and it's been going up for like $250 a year. But this last year was 5,000, so that goes towards my salary and then also to pay a lobbyist at the state, so we make sure we get our $500,000. And so pretty much all that $500,000 goes directly towards construction. And over the years,
So actually, real quick, Zach's got a big map to show he
oh,
mapped out projects that you
Sure.
have done in Carroll County.
oh yeah, okay, awesome.
Some of these,
It's probably easier to see than the,
some of these are prior to Hundred Canyons exist and below this line, but all those up there. I think,
Yep.
were ones that were done, so
Yeah, so
just to show some of the area.
we cost shared on this one, this one, at 80 and this one at 80%, and then these three, this one and this one are for EWP, so that was an NRCS Emergency Watershed Protection Program. That was from, those were done in the middle 90s, and then we also cost shared on this one. So, we've done at least 4 in the last 10 or 20 years here in Carroll County. So yeah, thank you, Zach. You. So you've received 613,000 from us for 7 projects. And you have a grand total of 11 in-stream grade control projects in Carroll County. If you count all the culverts that you have that have some kind of grade control component, it'd be a lot. I'm just having a cost share on those. But your county's been, as the culverts have been come up for replacement or rehab or whatever, they do that on their own. So, but yeah, we'll cost share on those as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. So the whole reason I've been asked to come out and visit all the counties is because there has been so much turnover on all the boards. So my executive committee just asked me to come out and visit all the county boards. And Steph sits on our scoring committee. So there's an 11-member scoring committee made up of county supervisors and county engineers. She's one of those. So,
do you have any questions?
So we pay the 5,000 annually every year.
Seems like a good deal.
yeah, we hope so.
Especially in scenarios where you need to utilize it, where you can get a cost share in
Yeah.
a project.
Yeah,
Well, one of the last projects we did was down by southwest part of the county where we also helped by backing up that water, also improve the availability of water for West Central Rural Water Association. So that was a win all the way around.
yeah.
What did, how long you been there, John?
I've been at the position for since October 2000,
Wow.
so 23 years almost.
And when did they start, you know?
It was the early 90s. Our first funding was from the feds in 92.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's been an ongoing problem. Pretty much all of the in-stream projects are done, all the main weirs along the main streams. What we've basically, all of our projects right now are culverts.
Fixing, or going on, yeah.
Yeah, going on that. It's, since the main streams are stable now all the counties are focusing on fixing their headwaters. You know,
Is that 500,000 get very many projects done a year?
I would say we have about 10 to 15 on the books at all times.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, culvert projects, like if you're adding a drop inlet or something. A drop inlet might cost anywhere, like let's say around 15,000. So we could get a lot of projects done for
Oh,
that.
wow, yeah.
The most expensive ones are the weirs or the flume replacements.
Okay.
And those are big dollar.
Yeah.
And the scoring committee, when there's an applicant, it goes to the scoring committee and you kind of look at it, and sometimes we have to say yes or no to
Yeah.
the applicants, because sometimes it's not, natural damage, it's landowner damage sometimes.
Yeah, it could be.
But then we've had to say no a couple times.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, but, and. Yeah, I can think of, Crawford County engineer and the Woodbury County engineering assistant both sit on it, on the scoring committee, and sometimes, there's a lot of tension in the room.
Mhm.
Because everyone sees things just a little bit differently, and there's not that much money to go around.
Yeah.
And so we're really trying to be really protective of it
You're the right one too.
and make sure that they're really worthwhile. We also have a small structure program for landowners. And that uses, the interest earned off of our appropriation. Because it'll sit there, just, we'll get appropriated it, we'll obligate it first year, but then it'll sit there probably for 2 years before it gets done. So all that interest that we earn off of it, goes towards landowners. And, so landowners the idea behind that is they'll get up to $8,500. And the landowner can, they're probably gonna get equal cost share from the NRCS, which is 50%. Is that, the idea is that $8,500 is enough to push them over the edge and actually get it done. So, and then we've had several inquiries here in Carroll County, but no one's actually gone ahead with the project yet because they are expensive. So.
Awesome.
Anybody else, any other questions? Well, thank you very much, John, for coming.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for squeezing me in early.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Yeah.
All right, with that, we're in order for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
That's it.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
See, Gene.
Yeah.
John, we actually started our meeting this morning.
Bring this down, guys.